Today we're going to do one of my favorite routines, which is the landmine routine. I bought this piece of equipment for $60, and if you have a barbell, a couple of plates, and a landmine, you have got a gym. And I'll show it to you. It's awesome. I love it. I think it's one of the most versatile pieces of equipment you can purchase. It can fit into anyone's routine, whether you're just whether you're a CrossFitter, a power lifter, bodybuilder, or just a person trying to get into shape. More importantly, it's really awesome for people that are trying to start a home gym and they don't have a lot of money. What do you start with? What can you do? I'm going to show you with just this $60 piece of equipment, and I would say a minimum of 4 plates, we'll say, and 4 large plates and maybe some small ones, you know, the typical setup, what you would start with. You have this landmine, you've got everything you need to get an awesome full body workout. Let me show you. There it is. It's nothing. It's just a simple little, you know, it hinge. It's got the, it's got an attachment here for a 1-inch bar, which I have right here. So if I wanted to stick my 1-inch bar in there, you do that. And it's also got attachment for a standard Olympic bar, and it's got, you can tighten it down so it won't slide out. It's just this simple little hinge. That's all there is to it. I call this my rat bar. Now this bar was the first bar I've ever had for my home gym, and it's bent. It's old. The collars are shot. Doesn't rotate very well. What I did to this bar is I took a grinder to it. It's kind of hard to see, but I took a peanut grinder and ground it around so that it kind of acts like knurling a little bit. I probably should hit that again with a higher grit to make it more coarse. But that way, when I'm holding the end of the bar, it won't slip out of my hand. It just makes it a little bit safer. So essentially that's the basic setup. You've got a barbell, you've got a landmine. You can do it with 1 plate, maybe jam it up in a corner, because 1 plate's going to slide a little bit when you're getting when you're doing some of the movements. If you have 2 plates, it'll stay in place pretty well. So I just stick that in there, and as you can see, it's a supersizoid, and that's the fulcrum. And you know, you just move it around. It articulates. You can move it in circles. And with just this, and you know, some plates that you can stick on the end of it, you can do squatting, you can do presses, you can do rows, you can do all sorts of stuff. And I'll go into all that. I love this thing. $60. Some of them are more expensive. Some of them come with a weight on the end of it. It looks like a big plate. It's welded on. Those are more expensive. This is the cheaper variety. You know, if you're on a budget, that's you can't go wrong. The downside is, like, look, if you buy this one, you have to have plates. And if you started out in your home gym and you've only got like 2 45s, a couple 10s, some 5s, you know, like the standard stuff that a weight set comes with, you might have to purchase some other plates in order to utilize this. If you buy the more expensive ones, the ones that come with their own weighted ends on it, they're either bolted in or they attach to it, or it's a large corner plate that you can stick in the corner of your room, and it has a peg that you could actually put plates on to weigh it down more, so when you're doing like super heavy T-bar rows, it won't move on you. But those can cost a couple $100. I've seen them as much as $400 for those setups. $60 right here. Heck, you know, if you're good at fabricating and you're like, you know how to weld, you could probably make that. So anyway, that's the setup. That's it. So let me introduce you to this thing. I love this thing. You are literally only limited to your imagination as to what you can do with this. I mean, you can do squat presses, 1-armed. You can do squats with it. You can do side rows so you can target your lats really specifically. Change the angle up, you do standing. I can do one arm rows. Oh man, that changes the angle. You do classic T-bar rows with it. Imagine putting 3-4 plates on there. If you want to get on your knees, you change the mechanical advantage, so it's a little bit heavier. You can target the, you can go wide for shoulders. You can do close for triceps. You're only limited by your imagination. You can do your swings with it. I mean, presses with it. Then if you want to get some straps, you can put a strap around it. You can do rows that way. I'll put some weight on there and I'll show you what I like to do for back and shoulders. I love this thing. So I'll show you two of my favorite variations. I got 50 pounds on the end of this. And like I said, I roughed up the edges so that I get more grip. I love to do presses with this. And you put palms together. And then I like to go right into a superset. I got these straps right here. What I like to do is I put my hands through them so it locks them in. And you can do this with, you can make these out of rope, whatever you got laying around, tie them up, make a couple loops, because all we're going to do is loop it right around here. Get set somewhere to where this is aimed at my belly button. Arms back. There we go. And it's really easy to change the angles up. So if you want to do high rows, completely bend over. Super easy. Love this thing. I could just hammer out a workout in like no time flat with it. So now we got a little weight on there. I'll show you. I mean, you can use this thing to definitely push your routines. I mean, I'll show you. I'm gonna do one arm presses, and there's 50, 60, 80, 85 pounds plus the weight of the bar on there. So that's gonna be a real tough press. For all you heavy lifters out there, you can get it done with this thing. Grab our straps, loop the hands through. slap 4 or 5 plates on there and really get after it. Keep this in mind though, the more weight you put on the end of it, the heavier you got to make the base, because at a certain point it will slide. But I've got 2 35s on the end of it. It's pretty solid. It's on a rubber mat. It's not going anywhere. And that's short and sweet on the Landmine. I love that thing. You can do everything with it. If you'd like, I will make a longer video and I'll show you a complete full body Landmine routine that you can get done in a little under an hour. It'll target everything. You let me know. If you want that, I'll give it to you. And it's easy. 60 bucks, couple plates, you're on your way. Full gym.